Shabbat Shalom. Parshat Mishpatim contains a lot of laws necessary for society to function. I'm only going to focus in on one of them, which appears again in Shoftim. Not taking a bribe, because bribes blind the clear-sighted and upset the pleas of those who are in the right. And it's referring to a bribe in this context as a judge, but I'm going to apply it to bribery in regular life. I learned from my grandmother. She would say that when someone wanted to do a favor for one of her kids that seemed too good to be true, she would say, "That's my son or my daughter you're talking to. What strings are attached?" That there's no such thing as a free lunch. That one needs to be mindful of the fact that often when something is being given at a discounted rate, it is done in order to buy influence or to curry favor or for some other external reason, that there is a string attached to it. And it's a lesson I've had to learn as a rabbi, that at times people want to try to buy my influence in order to vote or express an opinion the way that they would like to see things happen. And one cannot do so, because then one who is clear-sighted becomes beholden to the one who gave the bribe and feels pangs of guilt, especially when reminded of such an act. And it is hard, because in my generation, we see the challenges of multiple different things. The rise now of inflation, the challenges with home prices soaring, the difficulties in terms of the increasing costs of school, preschool, day school, college. It's a challenge, especially when someone wants to offer something. And I'm not saying there are not people who, out of the goodness and the kindness of their heart, don't offer things without strings attached. There are. But those instances are few and far between in my experience. And so it becomes paramount to be like the judge in Mishpatim, to stay impartial, to be able to not be one who accepts bribes. Let me give you an example from my first pulpit, and from this I will conclude. I met with a couple gentlemen who were very kind in giving of their time. So I gave them both gift certificates, and it was only $50. One of them returned it to me. And why did he return it to me? He felt that he could not be impartial in the greater synagogue if he took this gift, even as small an amount as $50. So it taught me to be mindful, not to necessarily always be suspicious, but to recognize that at times gifts are bribes. At other times they're given out of the kindness and goodness of people's hearts. And it's hard to tell the difference. But if one cannot tell and one is in doubt, better to err on the side of caution. Shabbat Shalom.